which Sunday League player Richie Anderson is determined to tackle with his own brave announcement.
My name's Richie Anderson and I love football. I love playing for my Sunday League team, Coombswood FC. I love competing and I love the banter with my teammates. But I've got a secret I can no longer keep from them. It's time to tell my teammates I'm gay. To the best of my knowledge, my teammates are straight and have no idea that I'm gay. It's funny really, because in every other part of society, I'm out and I'm proud. My friends know, my family know, but as soon as I'm here on a football pitch, it just feels like a taboo. So why am I and other gay footballers keeping quiet? Well, last year, campaign group Kick It Out received its highest number of reports of abuse across all levels of football, 20% of them relating to homophobia. And I often hear homophobic comments whilst I'm playing and whilst I'm watching. Birmingham Blaze are an LGBT-friendly team that play in a gay league, so it's a safe environment for gay footballers to enjoy the game.
With my last straight team I was in, had quite a few problems. One of my mates who I was with dropped it out that I was gay, and then everything just turned sour. A couple of weeks later I was out of the team and I was just like, why is it suddenly changed just because you know I'm gay?
You know, you want to fit in, you want to play every week. If you're giving yourself a reason to be an outsider, you could be the first person that's dropped.
There is something about football which has prevented progress in the same way that we've seen elsewhere. Now, how to get through that's a very difficult question, but I think it's safe to say that what the FA have tried so far hasn't worked.
That could also explain why there isn't a single-out gay footballer playing in the professional game. I've come to Villa Park to meet the former pro Paul Elliott, who now looks after the Football Association's Inclusion Advisory Board. I hear homophobic comments on the pitch, and I see referees not even bat an eyelid.
I think there are ongoing challenges, and certainly around homophobia. That's one that we all want to do more. The reporting is the key. It's very
how do I report?
You report it to the referee. The referee has to put it in his statement. There's a process.
This is just me being honest with you.
Absolutely.
I just feel like there's not enough there at the minute that says to me, if I hear a homophobic comment on the pitch, you do this, you speak to that person.
Homophobia has to have the same level of importance as discrimination by virtue of your ethnicity. So I think it's important you have to report that.
Before I come out to my teammates, I want to know what to expect. My friend Neil Beasley-Yates is also gay, and he's out to the Sunday League team he manages.
It's going to be difficult. It's not going to make you feel good leading up to it, but just be confident, be yourself, get on with it. Don't expect a massive reaction afterwards.
So do you think it will help on Sunday if I score a hat-trick?
It probably won't do you a lot of favours if you miss a lot of chances.
Still got it. Still got it. It's match day, and at full time, I'm coming out to the lads. My nerves are calmed by getting on the score sheet. And the game ends in a morale-boosting 7-2 victory for my team. Now, I just have to find the right moment. So now, I'm just ready to do it now.
Do you want to go in? Do you just get it out of the way?
My teammates know I'm making a film about grassroots football, but have no idea what I'm about to say. Yeah, boys, before you go, I just wanted to have a quick chat with you all. One of the big issues that we've looked at this week, which is like, it's really close to like my heart, is homophobia in football. And the reason why that means a lot to me, because I'm a gay footballer. So, you know, and I just wanted to kind of be open and honest, because with you, like, it's just been class, and like, and this is really hard for me to do now, but I kind of felt like I just wanted to... Seriously, like, thank you. That means a lot.
There's going to be absolutely no difference whatsoever. Richie is Richie. It doesn't matter who you are, what colour, what race, what sexuality you are. You're a player for this team, and that's it.
Yeah, it needs credit, to be fair. A lot of courage to do it, so you could see he was emotional and that, so fair play to him.
It probably doesn't mean as much to us as it does to him, so I'm really proud for him to be able to come out and, you know, say what he said, and for the lads to be as supported as they were.
so relieved. So relieved. I can't even tell you. Oh, I expected it because they're a good bunch of lads, and it probably helped that I scored as well, but I'm so relieved. But the main thing is, I hope there's people watching this who are in the same boat that I was in, and they're thinking, you know what? I can do that as well.
Brilliant. Well, Richie is... I think that deserves it. And thank you for letting us in on that moment. I mean, a week ago now, it must have been...
Do you know what?
Scary.
Yeah, it was scary, and I'm just so humbled by their reaction. But I was just saying to you guys then, like, when seeing that back, it's kind of like watching somebody else, because I was so nervous and so spaced out. I kind of feel like I'm watching somebody else do that. And then when I did it, I was like, go on, whoever you are, but it was me. And it was just so incredible to kind of do it. And they've just been so brilliant since. Like, we've got like a group chat, which is mainly used for us putting our excuses in while we're not turning up to training, which is mainly me.
Okay.
But they've just flooded it with support, and I'm so humbled by the way they've reacted. I think it helped that I scored. Just play that.
It obviously felt very different to how you thought it might do then. So did you go through what you wanted to say to your teammates? Did you practice it, Richie?
Well, this is really embarrassing. So the night before at home with my other half Dean, I made us kind of like rearrange the living room. So we like dragged these massive sofas across, and we did it so it kind of replicated the changing rooms. And I stood up and I made this big speech that went on for an hour. He was thrilled, as you can imagine. And then when I got into the change room the day after, I just went to jelly, and I kept talking and I kept waffling, and I was kind of thinking, somebody say something. When they all applauded, I was like, oh my god, it was so like, I mean, it just felt like such an amazing moment when they reacted like that. But I expected it because they're just such a lovely bunch.
But as you said, you're out and proud in all other areas of your life, but this was that one place that you didn't feel until now comfortable doing it.
And I don't get why. I don't get why there's like a feeling with football not being in line with the rest of society. Because I kind of feel like if you do that with your friends or in a workplace, like, no one will bat an eyelid. So I don't get why I walk onto a football pitch and I feel a bit uneasy. But I remember that there was a survey done by BBC 5 Live back in 2016, and it said that 8% of football fans would stop watching their team if one of their players come out as gay. That's in 2016. So you can understand why more people aren't doing it, when people have those attitudes. How is that even a thing in this day and age? That was 2 years ago.
And I mean, so what is the answer in your eyes, Richie? I mean, at what level does it have to start changing? Are we talking Premiership? Are we talking globally? Are we talking grassroots? I mean, where do you...
Well, it starts at the top of the FA. I mean, the FA have done some incredible things, like the Rainbow Laces campaign. They've been fantastic with. But for me, I've played Sunday morning football now for 20 years. And before every match, the referee will come in the change room and he'll kind of say, like, no racism, no running up to the referee, no squaring up to anybody, or you're sent off and you're fined and you won't play again. But when it comes to homophobia, I have never in 20 years heard any referee make any reference to it, and I think that needs to come down from the top. I think people need to know, if you say something, even as banter, I hate that word, because it's not banter at all, but if you say anything, then you shouldn't be playing. You should be fined and sent off.
And I think that that happens in professional grounds as well. I mean, racism is not tolerated, and, you know, fans can be ejected from the ground for racism, and I think that homophobia should be treated equally as well, you know, and I think it's unpleasant for families to hear that kind of language in stadiums.
Do you think it's looked at on that level, though? Because you mentioned it should be treated like racism. Do you think it is? Do you think in football they're kind of on the same par in?
Well, I mean, I think any kind of abuse is not tolerated, and you know, football's such an amazing game. It's such an inclusive game.
You know this because you spent a lot of your life training as well. You were
semi-professional.
I tried.
I was a semi-professional.
Yeah, which is great.
I had a go. Yeah, I mean,
you did.
And I was at Wrexham very, very briefly with Mark Hughes, and I are the same age, and I played against him as sort of under-17s, and I don't know what happened to him.
Are you surprised it's still an issue?
We're still talking.
Well, yeah, I mean, one is. I mean, it's easy. Here we are, you know, 2018, but yes, I think this is a great opportunity, isn't there? There's a great opportunity in the professional game to take a lead, and you can imagine people younger, and you know, you're so sort of like, you know, got a great personality. And sometimes people who feel that they can't come out are suffering in silence, however much they're loving the game. So they're loving playing football. It's an expression that they have, and yet somehow, you know, they can't quite fully express themselves.
Yeah. Well, Richie, thanks again for allowing our cameras to come along and share that very important moment in your life with you.
I'm just glad they caught the goal.
Yeah. Imagine if he hadn't scored.
It never happened.
Now.